You're exceptionally good at debate. You wrote How to Debate Leftists and Destroy Them. You're kind of known for this kind of stuff, just exceptionally skilled at conversation, at debate, at getting to the facts of the matter and using logic to get to the conclusion in the debate. Do you ever worry that this power, we talked about the ring, this power you were given has corrupted you and your ability to see what's like to pursue the truth versus just winning debates?
I hope not. I mean, so I think one of the things that's kind of funny about the branding versus the reality is that most of the things that get characterized as destroying in debates with facts and logic, most of those things are basically me having a conversation with somebody on a college campus. It actually isn't like a formal debate where we sit there and we critique each other's positions, or it's not me insulting anybody. A lot of the clips that have gone very viral is me making an argument and then there not being like an amazing counter argument. Yep. Many of the debates that I've held have been extremely cordial. Let's take the latest example. Like about a year ago, I debated Anna Kasparian from Young Turks. It was very cordial. It was very nice, right? That's sort of the way that I like to debate. My rule when it comes to debate and or discussion is that my opponent actually gets to pick the mode in which we work. So if it's going to be a debate of ideas and we're just going to discuss and critique and clarify, then we can do that. If somebody comes loaded for bear, then I will respond in kind, because one of the big problems, I think, in sort of the debate/discussion sphere is very often misdiagnosis of what exactly is going on. People who think that a discussion is debate and vice versa. And that can be a real problem. And there are people who will, treat what ought to be a discussion as, for example, an exercise in performance art. And so what that is mugging or trolling or saying trolly things in order to just get to the, like, that's something I actually don't do during debate. I mean, if you actually watch me talk to people, I don't actually do the trolling thing. The trolling thing is almost solely relegated to Twitter and me making jokes on my show. Mm-hmm. When it comes to actually debating people, that sounds actually a lot like what we're doing right now. It's just the person maybe taking just an obverse position to mine. Mm-hmm. And so that's fine. Usually half of the debate or discussion is me just asking for clarification of terms. Like, what exactly do you mean by this? So I can drill down on where the actual disagreement may lie. Because some of the time people think they're disagreeing and they're actually not disagreeing. Right? Like when I'm talking with Anna Kasparian and she's talking about how corporate and government have too much power together, I'm like, well, you sound like a Tea Party. Like, you and I are on the same page about that. That sort of stuff does tend to happen a lot in discussion. I think that when discussion gets termed debate, it's a problem. When debate gets termed discussion, it's even more problematic because debate is a different thing.
And I find that your debate and your conversation is often in good faith. You're able to steel man the other side. You're actually listening. You're considering the other side. The times when I see that Ben Shapiro destroys leftists, it's usually just like you said, the other side is doing the trolling, because the people that do criticize you for that interaction is the people that usually get destroyed are like 20 years old, and they're usually not sophisticated in any kind of degree in terms of being able to use logic and reason and facts and so on.
And that's totally fine, by the way. I mean, if people want to criticize me for speaking on college campuses where a lot of political conversation happens, both right and left, that's fine. I mean, I've had lots of conversations with people on the other side of the aisle too. I mean, right, I've done podcasts with Sam Harris and we've talked about atheism, or I've done debates with Anna Kasparian, or I've done a debate with Cenk Uygur, or I've had conversations with lots of people on the other side of the aisle. In fact, I believe I'm the only person on the right who recommends that people listen to shows on the other side of the aisle, right? I mean, I say on my show on a fairly regular basis that people should listen to Pod Save America. Now, no one on Pod Save America will ever say that somebody should listen to my show. That is verboten. That is not something that can be had. It's one of the strangenesses of our politics. It's what I've called the happy birthday problem, which is I have a lot of friends who are of the left and are publicly of the left. And on my birthday, they'll send you a text message, happy birthday, but they will never tweet happy birthday, lest they be acknowledging that you were born of woman, and that this can't be allowed. So on the Sunday special, I've had a bevy of people who are on the other side of the aisle, a lot of them, ranging from people in Hollywood like Jason Blum to Larry Wilmore to Sam to just a lot of people on the left. I think we're in the near future probably going to do a Sunday special with Ro Khanna up in California, the California congressperson. Very nice guy. I had him on the show. Like that kind of stuff is fun and interesting. But I think that the easy way out for a clip that people don't like is to either immediately clip the clip. I'll take a 2-minute clip and clip it down to 15 seconds where somebody insults me and then that goes viral, which is, welcome to the internet. Or to say, well, you're only debating college students. You're only talking to 20. I mean, I talk to a lot more people than that. That's just not the stuff you're watching.